We're talking about fact versus fiction. And I know that can be thrown around pretty loosely. However, I want to dig deeper into it with a conversation about what's happening, why it's happening, and the impact that it has in your life, in your business, your family, and in communication, period. So, there's a fuzzy line between facts and fiction. And the reason there's a fuzzy line is because there's no pause in between. So you hear the facts, or circumstances occurs, and so the circumstances in your life are the facts. It's just it's just what's happening. Where the problem becomes for you in communication and dealing in your business and dealing with family members, anybody, and for your own personal health, what's really the problem is that immediate application that takes place of the fiction. And what do I mean about that? I don't mean that you're lying. I'm just saying you're applying a story that you make up about what it means when this kind of circumstances shows up in your life. The facts are just what they are. And so fiction is what you add on to the circumstances. I can tell you so many times I have worked with my clients and helping them see that, is that really what happened? Yes, it's what happened. Yes, it's what happened. It's what they said. Or is it what you say that they've said? Because as long as you're operating from the fiction rather than the facts, you can't see how to solve the problem. That's the critical part here. That's the critical thing that can happen to you. You cannot see how to make the choices you need to make. I'm all about living a choice, right? So you don't have conscious choice. You're in reaction mode when you're working from a place of applying your story to the real facts. I was doing a workshop one time in California, and I was working with an entire group of people, primarily men. There were some women in the room, but these men at some point in time had been locked up and incarcerated because of the things they'd done, less than murder, but the things that they had done, and based on the way they perceived things happening. And so there was one couple sitting in the front of the room, and he had served time for abuse on his wife. And so as I was talking to him, I said, would you be willing to just tell me what happened on the day that violence occurred? And he said, certainly. And he said, we were talking, and she said, I don't remember the exact words at this point, but she said, blah, 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 blah. And she's sitting there very quietly doing this, very still. He couldn't even see her head turning. And I said, great. Now let's revisit that. Go back to that exact moment. Is that exactly what she said? And he said, yes. And by the way, in this demonstration and conversation right now, what somebody says is a circumstance, right? It's what's said. And so it's a fact. And she's sitting there just very calmly doing this. And I asked him about 6 times, tell me exactly the words that she said. And he repeated the exact same thing 5 times to me. And I said, whoa, okay, great. I'm going to ask you this question one more time. I want you to look really close. Are those words exactly the words she gave you? And his response was, he stopped for a moment and he went, well, it's what she, and I said, no. He said, yes, it's what she meant when she said these words. And she goes, yes, I said those words. I did not mean what he made it mean. Look, guys, we're filtering information. We show up. We show up at the event. We show up at the circumstances. We look at the facts with the preconceived notion applying to our own story. And what does that mean to you? It means that Pardon me. It means that you don't have freedom of choice. You don't, you're going to be in reaction mode. You can't see how to solve the problem. And better than that, you don't even see that there didn't have to be a problem. You know, people say all the time to one another, if you'll just give me the truth. Well, maybe they are giving you the truth, but you can't hear the truth, meaning the facts, because of what you're already hearing and applying. And it is so subliminal, it is so fast and so reactionary that you don't even know. So imagine you've got two people looking at a situation or trying to deal with a situation. And as they look upon it, they're seeing it through their own story, through their own application perspective of what they think is going on. Nobody's really seeing the facts. So we're in a battle here, one on one, when there's no need for the battle. What if you could change that? Literally, what if you could change that? You know, famous words, last words is when you say, well, that's what she meant, or that's what he meant, or that's what he was talking about, or no, they're talking about the facts. And you can watch it in, you know, relationships, you can watch it in the social medias where people are really like after each other or through their own stories and not even really looking at the facts. They think they're looking at the facts. You think you're looking at the facts, and that's the scary part. The stories of your life have you a prisoner, and you are limited in your choices. Your mindset will dictate how you are going to perceive what's happening. And there's more conflict than's necessary and more physical teardown. You know, it's really bad on you. When you can't see the facts for your own story. And the sad part about it is most of the time you don't even know it. You know, creating mindsets for success is a 4-hour seminar that I deliver online, totally interactive, to help you begin to see and decipher in the moment, to be able to be in the moment and go, wow, this is the fact. I'm looking at this set of words and or this situation or these circumstances, and this is the fact. And I'm adding on all this other part. We can deal with the facts, you guys. So why not learn, right? Why not? Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate that comment. You know, it's like the stories are incredible in our lives. And the stories that we make up about what's happening around us can be very, very detrimental. So listen, creating mindsets for success is where you can come and learn how to see beyond the story we make up and get really in alignment with the actual facts, and then we can resolve any kind of conflict. So join me May the 19th on creating mindsets for success so that you have an opportunity to have breakthrough and transformation in the way you communicate, the way you feel about yourself in certain circumstances. And so you have a broader, incredible opportunity for choice to be able to see what best serves you rather than being wound up in the story about it. Go to creatingmindsetsforsuccess.com and sign up, and I'll see you on May 19th. Until then, I'll see you on the next live stream. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you showing up. May you see the difference between circumstances being the facts and the fiction you apply. Have a great day. Bye now.